All right, you guys. So here we are, episode 7. We are past the midway point for season 1 of Andor. Most definitely, as everyone has been consistently saying, of slow burn for sure. However, the finale of each arc, which has been 2 arcs for the first half of the season, have been absolutely outstanding. And last week's episode was no different. We had the heist, obviously. We lost a lot of the characters that we got to know from the previous 2 episodes before the heist episode. In particular, we lost Nemik, who was the revolutionary, the young kid, your stereotypical character who is meant to be a martyr and is meant to inspire our main character to go on and do greater things. And we see that this particular character is being used in this way. And what's really interesting about it is that, of course, we thought that this character was going to die. Everyone across the board, from every video and theory video that I saw previous to the heist, everyone knew from the moment that this character hit the screen that he was more than likely going to die, but he was going to be an inspiration. And he most definitely is that character, but in the manner that he went out. And they even kind of tricked you a little bit, thinking that he might survive his injuries. He was crushed by one of the pallets, but this particular character could survive his injuries. And now he's not particularly in the battle. Maybe he's assisting in the battles for the rebels, because he is most definitely a very great thinker, very analytical, and obviously planned majority, I believe, of the heist itself. But the character obviously dies on the operating table, as we saw. And we also had a traitor in our midst, which I don't think anyone saw coming, even though there were some who predicted that there would be a traitor. But even if you did see it coming, in the manner that it happened, I don't think you could have anticipated that it happening after the heist, after everything is over. I believe the character's name is Skeen. I believe. I may be missing that, but offers Andor an opportunity to split the loot that they've just received, about 80 million, which is 40 million apiece. Explains that whole story that he told about his brother and the tree farm was absolutely fake. He's all about himself, and he believes that Andor is the same type of guy, which Andor actually is that same type of guy, but maybe not to the level of this particular character. And there were even those who thought that maybe he's testing Andor just one last time, just to see if he's true. But Andor doesn't waste any time, and he stays true to his character, even the character that we see in Rogue One, that he takes no chances. The moment that you put him in a position where he has no way out, he's going to do what's best for himself. And it's staying true to fashion. He blasts Skeen in mid-sentence as he's making this offer, proposing this offer, because the way he looked at it is, if this dude is going to betray the group that he's been training with for the past few months, what is he going to do with me? And we've only known each other for a short while. So he made his choice. He's only taking what he was offered to take the job, and he's leaving. He even gave the kyber crystal back to Val to give back to Luthen. So that's where we leave off with our hero Andor. And then, of course, as we saw in the last couple of scenes, the Empire is obviously taking notice to what this growing rebellion has started, as I had mentioned at the end of my reaction last week to last week's episode. Stealing the Death Star plans was the first major blow from the rebels. Then that heist was most definitely the first punch to the mouth for the Empire. And the Empire is most definitely taking notice. We saw the ISB getting together, getting all of their people together, telling them that they're not going to be going home because we're going to figure out who the hell just stole about $80 million or 80 million credits from the Empire. So now the rebels have definitely put themselves on the radar. So this episode is going to be 53 minutes. It is called The Announcement. And of course, the thumbnail, it looks like we are going to go back to Ferrix. We see Andor kind of hiding behind the bricks, and we have some stormtroopers in the background. Marching in the background. I think that's one of the scenes that we saw from the trailer as well. So definitely this is the Empire Strikes Back basically episode of this series, and that's what I'm going to call this particular episode, because again, the rebels have put themselves on the Empire's radar. So we're back with Surreal Karn. He's still at home. And now the news is hit.
They attacked the garrison's derrick, ready.
The following measures will be adopted empire-wide as of today.
Wow.
Tribute tax equal to 5 times the amount stolen from Al-Jani.
Oh.
Will be levied on any sector harboring partisan activity. We will make it clear that no one steals from the empire.
Who is this?
Will trigger permanent revocation of imperial tolerance.
And are being interrogated by ISB. ISB confirms that tracking devices in the escape craft say prior to it reaching hyperspace. 134 Al-Jani residents have been taken into custody on the suspicion of abetting the terrorists.
Wow. So they're on Aldani too as well.
Without warning?
Was this you?
What do you mean?
The garrison, Aldani. Ah! Is it true? Claire was just... I don't believe you.
Well, you'll have to try harder.
Did you dare talk to me like that?
Revolutions are expensive.
I told you I'm doing everything I can.
Your everything seems to be all about bringing in a savior to access your family funds.
It was you, wasn't it? Do you realize what you've done?
I warned you when we started.
You told me we were building a network.
What were my words?
This is something else entirely.
Turning back will be impossible. You knew where this was going. You've always known.
You realize what you've set in motion.
Well, it's time for that as well.
Palpatine won't hesitate now.
Exactly. We need it. We need the fear. We need them to overreact.
You can't be serious.
The Empire has been choking us so slowly we're starting not to notice. The time has come to force their hand.
People will suffer.
That's the plan. There'll be no rules going forward. If you're not willing to risk your conscience, then surrender and be done with it.
That was a very interesting meeting. Mon Mothma was definitely against any type of forced action at this point.
No small, your uncle would approve. Fresh start, eh? New beginnings. We just have
Mouse droid.
immediate opening in.
Senta. And the Empire.
The money's safe. We know. It's been moved
Wow.
already. You've done exceptional work. That's it. You had doubts about schemes. One less thing to worry about. You heard from Cinta? She's doing what she was told. Well, receiving messages is just as dangerous as sending them. You should keep that in mind. We have a loose end. Cassian Andor, who you know as Clem. You need to find him. Find him.
They're sending Val after Andor.
Listen in his head.
You mean kill him?
This is what revolution looks like, Val.
Wow, they want to go after Andor. Wow. Wow.
This is under Imperial authority.
You shouldn't be here.
You won't have to worry about that.
What are you talking about?
We're getting out of here. We're leaving.
Galaxy now, aren't you?
So this is the guy she's bringing in?
Why would you want to do that?
Because I need your help. And I'm hoping I can trust you.
Is this
Well.
question more political?
Political?
Then I'd suggest you hesitate.
Why?
Like I said, we both changed. I've done more than grow weary of the Empire. I'm afraid you'd find my politics a bit strong for your taste.
I've learned from Palpatine. If I show you the stone in my hand, you miss the knife at your throat.
Where's this going, Mom?
Grand Vizier has infiltrated my separatist coalition meetings. My driver is an ISB plant and reports my secret humanitarian programs. I know they watch me.
Her driver is an ISB plot.
An irritation. There's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
Raising money. I need to access my family accounts. Until recently, I was able to dip in and out of my family fortune without concern. That's changed. I need help.
Raising money for what?
Forming a charitable and charitable outreach program. I'll ask you to be chairman. It will involve visits here to Coruscant.
You haven't answered my question.
And I won't. You're better off not knowing. Or perhaps you find my politics a bit strong for your taste.
Go on, Mom Mothma.
Perrin's on his way over. He knows none of this. He's not to be trusted. Smart.
This is the person that she wanted to bring in. He sounds like he can be trusted, but wow. And her driver is an ISB plant. They put him in there to spy on her, and she knows it.
You can't be here, Cass.
Troopers won't catch me. Not here.
Don't say that,
I
man.
won't have to. He'll be turned in.
By who?
By whom? By anyone? People blame you for what happened.
Blame me?
You killed 2 corporals and came home to hide. Put the entire town at risk and now there's Imperials on the street.
If they not kept his mouth shut.
If this, if that. If you, if me, if Tim.
We were doing a deal you
You
said.
scam. You borrow. You lie. You disappear.
Your crazy boyfriend tries to get me killed, and I'm the villain.
You need to get as far away from here as you can.
He does, though. He should have been gone.
I will. I am. You won't have to worry about me anymore. I need to know about the other guy. The buyer. Who is he?
I don't know.
You're lying.
I'm not. Pack introduced us, but swears he doesn't know either. I have a call. I call. I wait. Sometimes they respond.
He knew all about me. How?
I don't know. And you're right, he did know. He knew that the corporals were on you, but not for me.
This dude is just walking out in the open.
This is not a podcast. Don't worry, they won't be at all. They're just gonna raise their city flag, fly away.
And these are the clones. Flashback.
Don't move. Stay here.
Ready!
we can't go.
Be quiet.
Be quiet.
What is this?
I'm not going.
What are you talking about?
I'm staying.
But it's not safe.
I know that.
What's left to keep you here?
The rebellion.
What?
Ferrix has been hiding long enough.
So now you're taking on the Empire.
Laugh if you want to.
Who's laughing? This is madness.
No, it's not. It's overdue and probably doomed, and I'm too old, and I don't care anymore. For 13 years, every time I walk down Rick's Road, I turn off before I get to the square. I take the long way around, so I don't have to think about Clem hanging there.
Mm.
And yesterday I heard about this attack at Aldani. Have you heard about this?
What about it?
B played me the news. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the garrison, Albani.
I heard that. I put on my best coat and I walked across the square with a smile on my face. If there are heroes brave enough to take on a whole Imperial garrison, I'm brave enough to stick it out here. Everything you've been through, everything that was taken away from you before you even started. Take all the money you found and go and find some peace.
I won't have peace. I'll be worrying about you all the time.
That's just love. Nothing you can do about that. I've never loved anything the way I love you. And I've never fretted on anything more, but this time. You can't stay, and I can't go.
Can I speak now?
No!
Mm.
Tell me you understand.
I don't.
You will, you'll see. And just one more thing, just stop searching for your sister. It's a fantasy.
Mm.
There were no survivors on Canary.
Wow.
What happened there was not your responsibility. You were a child. Let it go.
I'm afraid not. I wish to lodge a charge against a fellow supervisor.
Proceed.
I believe our sector protocols, as described in the ISB Code of Conduct, are being violated by Supervisor Miro, and that this overreach, for which she was previously reprimanded.
Supervisor Mira, do you mind having your integrity ventilated in public?
No, sir. Supervisor Blevin obviously finds my conduct a more interesting subject than the advancement of integrated Imperial security. He's put a lot into it. I'm curious to hear his insights.
This is Ferrix, is it not?
Yes, sir.
Your sector, there was an unusual piece of naval equipment recovered. Mira wanted your crime reports.
You determined her request was out of order and in violation of the chain of command.
That's not accurate. You advised me to reinforce my suspicions with data and to be careful in my work going forward.
Careful? Is that your defense? You've been careful? I'd be curious how many people at this table will think it careful that you found a way to access our sector data without ever filing a request.
Is that true, Dedra?
Yes. I used the Imperial Emergency Act in the wake of Aldani to gather data across multiple sectors without official sanction, but that is the wrong question. I'd like to know if anyone here believes the rebellion plans its actions around the artificially constructed boundaries of our sectors.
Major Partagaz created those sectors.
As organizing principles, not personal playthings, do you really think the rebels care about the lines we draw on maps?
You think the relevance of my work has been supplanted?
Systems either change or die.
She's right.
So?
She's right.
Thesis, please.
There is a focused, organized rebel effort to acquire highly restricted Imperial military components.
Your evidence?
By accessing unfiltered sector crime reports, I can now prove a link between the theft of our most secret equipment and its distribution to rebel groups across the galaxy.
This is hard, verifiable data you are prepared to present?
Yes, sir.
Imagine if everyone in this room played as loose with the rules as you.
An excellent suggestion, Blair. I'm wondering where we'd be right now if everyone here showed the same endeavor as Supervisor Mira.
I knew he was going to get it shoved in his face.
Yeah. Think about that. For the moment, I'm reassigning the Molana sector to Supervisor Mira. Ferris is of great interest to her and has clearly become a distraction for you. I see no urgent problem, but as always, I salute the provocative.
He lost his sector to her.
Supervisor Grandy, you will accelerate your schedule. Well played.
Thank you, sir.
Watch your back.
Yeah, watch your back. Well played. Watch your back. Okay, that's different. Where are we? Miami Vice? Nemos.
Gonna take a walk.
All we need, sir. After he's up the beach, she'll be open.
Credits.
I was planning to go the other way.
Oh, Shore Trooper. Cool looking alien background. Are those probe droids? Oh, those are the little droids. That's cool. Another Shore Trooper.
What do you think you're doing?
Excuse me?
You keep looking around. You heard me.
Wait, no.
Tourists don't run.
I'm not running.
You got that right. That window is shut.
I'm just going through the story. It's right there.
You need to calm down, sir. Droid assistance, please.
I don't think this is K2SO though.
What is it? No, this is Chris.
Hang on to this one for me. I want to check the shelter.
He said,
No. No, he didn't watch.
Damn.
Charges, civil disruption, anti-imperial speech.
Oh, my boy.
Anti-imperial activity, attempted damage to imperial property. I'm sorry, there's something wrong.
I wouldn't. You've got enough trouble without a resisting judgment charge.
I'm just a tourist.
Oh, apologies all round then. This used to be a 6-month sentence. 6 years.
Damn.
No, wait.
Change of guidelines.
I didn't do anything. Hey,
Take it up to the Emperor.
wait. I'm just a tourist.
So, a really interesting episode. Obviously, where we are now is Andor has gotten himself captured. We saw a K2SO droid, but I don't think that was the actual K2SO. And then, of course, we got our shore troopers as well in that last scene. I guess we see how he's going to lose the money. I don't know if the money's going to remain there. He has it in the at the top of the shower. So I don't know. The cleaning crew may look up there and find it. I don't know, but he's pretty much going to lose that money that he got. We also got a little bit of time with Mon Mothma. We saw the individual that she is thinking about bringing into the fold. I'm not quite sure. I don't think he's anyone that we've ever seen previous to this particular episode. He is obviously a family friend or a longtime friend, someone who can help her access her family's money in a more discreet manner than what she's been able to do in the past. She also mentioned that she seems fully aware that her driver is an ISB plant. We obviously see that she does not trust her husband. The conversation that she had with the other senator, she had asked that he not say anything to her husband. It'll be interesting to see where he lies, because he most definitely mentioned that he has no love for the Empire. And we also saw that Mon Mothma was upset about she had no clue about the job on Aldhani. And now that she's heard the news, when she first heard the news, she took that news back to Lucien and expressed her displeasure at making such a move, and the ramifications that will happen. And we see some of the ramifications that have happened. This vacation spot that Cassian has tried to get away from, they're just picking up people and putting false charges on them, locking them away for 6 years. So the Empire is now closing its grip, as they had mentioned in the beginning of the episode, and locking down on pretty much all of the systems, and just trying to squeeze, just letting people know that you don't steal from the Empire. We also saw that Deidre was able to take over the Ferrix sector from her colleague. I forget his name. He thought that he was going to share something that would put Deidre or get Deidre in trouble. But the main ISB leader, and I do forget his title, but he saw her her ingenuity and thinking outside of the box. He asked to speak with her after the meeting and told her, good job, but watch your back. So it looks like we're going to have this little, if I can liken it to a mini Game of Thrones within the ISB and the Empire. Each one of these individual ISB agents trying to do their job. But I think what we'll see is the infighting between them. It's what will probably be its undoing in the long run. This is the height of the Empire, and just the beginning of the tyranny that they're going to bring down during their 30-year reign over the galaxy. And I think we're getting a closer look at that and how it transpired, and how this one single event, the heist, has brought about those events, as Mon Mothma warned Lucien in his shop earlier in the episode. We also got a flashback with Cassian's father. We see the events that transpired, resulting in him being hung. His mother mentioning that she doesn't even walk down that portion of the city just to avoid having to remember him being hanged right there. I really enjoyed that conversation between him and his mother. And it was actually a very emotional conversation, where she had to explain to him that she is not going with him. She's going to stay and fight. She is a part of well, she wants to be a part of this rebellion. What role she's playing in the rebellion, I don't know. But I think it is something that is probably going to result in her death. I hope that is not the case. But as we saw, her intention is to stand and fight against the Empire. Cassian may have to travel back to Ferrix, just off of hearing the news of something that may have happened to his mother. Just a theory on my part in regards to what I think is going to happen. And I think it's going to be a part of what is going to bring Cassian to the fight. He's going to lose that money, basically. We don't know how long he's going to be locked up, but we do know from the trailer that he is going to be in the white suit, locked up in this prison camp. Also, the other thing I forgot to mention is we saw, and please forgive my knowledge of the characters and their names, but Lucien's the shopkeeper with Lucien. We saw her meeting up with Val and them discussing the losses on the mission, the money, and how it's secure. And now they're asking Val to go after Cassian and take him out, basically. I think there's going to be this race, if you will, for the Empire to realize that they actually have Cassian in prison already. And it's just a matter of pulling him from there and interrogating him about what he may know about the rebellion versus Val getting to Cassian and I don't know, rescuing him from the prison. I don't know if that's what she'll do or if Cassian finds a way to escape. But we'll see how that all transpires. But Cassian is definitely in a very tough position because not only does he have the Empire looking for him, but he also has Lucien and Val looking for him as well. This actually was a very, very interesting episode, even though it is most definitely a slow burn. Once again, very character driven. We also learned that Aldhani is on total lockdown, as is Ferrix as well. Just about everywhere the Empire is locking down. We saw Cinta, who is still free, more than likely on the run on Aldhani, and hopefully she will not get caught in their net as Cassian has been caught in their net, just simply trying to vacation on a vacation planet. So I thought this was a really interesting episode. I wonder if we'll get that recurring criticism about the series, that it doesn't feel like Star Wars. I think some of the music was a little different for Star Wars, but I don't think it's anything different than what we heard in Boba Fett. The music wasn't that much of an issue to me. There were some very small Easter eggs. We saw the Imperial droids, the small Imperial droids. They look like pro droids, but just in a smaller form. I don't know the exact unit number for those particular droids. And then, of course, we saw the Shore Trooper, which is actually a action figure that has been announced and I believe has been released in the 6-inch Black Series line. I did really enjoy this episode. It was most definitely a slow burn. I think it does add to the overall plot and moves things forward. Again, we see that Cassian has been caught. The Empire is closing its grip on the galaxy. And then we also have Lucien and his group looking for Cassian because he's a bit of a loose end and can connect them to the rebellion. And they're about cutting off loose ends. And again, Cassian is that loose end for Lucien. And he wants to get that loose end clip. So it'll be interesting to see how all of that transpires, how it all comes together. How does Cassian get out of prison? We know eventually he is going to get out of prison because of Rogue One. It's just a matter of how is it, who is going to get to him first? Will the Empire get to him first once they realize that they already have him in custody? Or will Lucien and his group find out that he's in prison, break him out, only to cut that loose end that they discussed in the episode here? So I did enjoy this episode. I'm going to actually give this episode a 8.0 out of 10. Not a lot of action in this episode. We've seen that out of this particular series. Again, this is a very heavily character-driven series, and it is a slow burn. But if you are into character-driven series, I think this particular episode can be very, very enjoyable because we are adding more with Cassian and his mother, her experiences of what she had to deal with the death of her husband, Clem, and how it also affects Cassian. I thought that particular scene, again, with his mother was very emotional, and I think it does a lot to set up if something were to happen to Cassian's mother, which I think that's a very high probability that something is going to happen to her. I think it'll be more of an emotional moment for us, the fans, who are getting more of a background of Cassian's mother and how she feels about Cassian. She had mentioned how much she loves him. I love the way that she teared up when she mentioned it. It was a very real moment. I thought she did an excellent job with the acting there. Again, that was, I think, one of the best scenes in this particular episode. Again, was that moment with Cassian's mother, especially with the contrast with Cyril Karn and his mother, the way that she's busting his balls to better present himself. We also saw that he has a thing about altering his suits and uniforms. So he alters the collar on the suit. And this, again, draws criticism from his mother. And I'm speaking about Cyril Karn there, that conversation between him and his mother, where she's busting his balls over the collar. So, again, I really did enjoy this episode. And that's why I scored it an 8.0 out of 10. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to this episode. I've made my rounds on YouTube. I have a couple of friends at work who are also watching the series. Out of the two friends that I speak with at work who are watching the series, one of them really enjoys it as much as I do. The other, I think, is too much of a slow burn for him. He prefers a fast-paced, action-filled series. So for those individuals who prefer something that's more fast-paced, I would say it would probably be best if you wait and binge this series, all 12 episodes, as opposed to waiting the week to week like we've done here. I myself enjoyed the week to week slow burn. It gives an opportunity to discuss the series and formulate theories about what's going to happen next in the next episode going forward. And then, of course, I get an opportunity to, again, make my rounds on YouTube and see all the various opinions and reactions to what has happened with Andor in this series. So, again, I really enjoy this series, and I have enjoyed every single episode thus far. Again, it is a slow burn, but I am enjoying this particular series, guys. But please let me know what your thoughts are. Put those comments down below. And then also next week, we will have the release of the Tales of the Jedi series, which is a 6-episode, 6 shorts episodes that are going to be released on Disney Plus. I will be doing reactions to all 6 episodes next Wednesday, along with my reaction for episode 8 of Andor. So there's going to be quite a few uploads on the channel. So if you do enjoy that type of content, you most definitely want to subscribe to the channel. So please do click that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get alerts when I upload those reactions to Tales of the Jedi and the Andor episode 8 episode. So guys, again, I do thank you so much for watching these reactions. It's been such a pleasure to go along this slow journey with Andor with you, but it's been a very enjoyable journey, and I hope you do continue to join me watching and reacting to this particular series, guys. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, guys, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.